what happened. And that's what I want to address. What happened? Actually, the understanding, and I'm saying it from the primary point of view that I'm a participant in that purported meeting. I was there, so I'm a witness. So what I say is primary, not secondary. We are invited for a meeting, but that was not a meeting, because a meeting means opinion will be sought. There will be discussion between both parties and resolutions will be reached. But that is not what happened. What happened is that Mr. President walked in with a written resolution, addressed us, and declared that what he has in his hand is a presidential proclamation, a presidential directive, and at the point withdraw and emphasize the fact that he is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Therefore, he can whip, and anybody who tends to say no to what he's saying, it has consequence. That is not democratic.
Nigerians, it don't happen. Finally, the truth is out. This is one of Fubara's right-hand man. This is one of the people who were with him at the villa during the signing of the deal that Tinubu brokered between Fubara and Wike, and he has come out to reveal the truth. Nigerians, it will shock you to know that Tinubu presented an already written document to them and told them that you must agree to what is written here. I am the president. I have the power. You are not in position to resist whatever is already documented here. And you can imagine that level of threat, Nigerians. Just listen to him speak.
What happened? Actually, the understanding, and I'm saying it from the primary point of view that I'm a participant in that purported meeting. I was there, so I'm a witness. So what I say is primary, not secondary. We are invited for a meeting, but that was not a meeting, because a meeting means opinion will be sought. There will be discussion between both parties and resolutions will be reached. But that is not what happened. What happened is that Mr. President walked in with a written resolution, addressed us, and declared that what he has in his hand is a presidential proclamation, a presidential directive, and at the point withdraw and emphasize the fact that he is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Therefore, he can whip, and anybody who tends to say no to what he's saying, it has consequence. That is not democratic. That, in a simple layman word, is a threat. He wrote the resolution, but refused to read the resolution. Handed the resolution to Dr. Odeli to read and interject. And each time he interjects, it comes with a subtle, polite, smiling insult. And thereafter, he asked the governor to speak. Now let's get it very clear. If you are in the position of the governor, what will you do? Get up and go? Say no to Mr. President with that kind of subtle but energetic threat? Realizing that back home you are fighting an internal aggression and division. If you are in this position, will you want to attract another external fight? The answer is no. So you see that our governor is very intelligent, very humble, but very intelligent. Not just intelligent, but committed to the value of governance. At that point, I do not expect, Mr. President, and I'm not judgmental about it, it's not expected that the president talk about himself, if you think about the people. And that is the operational word of democracy. What does the people want? And these are the first three words in the Constitution of the United States of America, where we have copied our democracy. We the people is more important than I the president. We the people is more important than I the governor. And he gave that order and asked them to sign. And the governor simply made his statement. His statement himself is full of wisdom. That of the president is also full of wisdom because he was operating within the space provided for him by his advisors, and those are the things that killed Abacha. When a leader does not reach out but allow his advisors to detect on what he do and what he doesn't, what he say and what he hasn't said, then you are imprisoned, and that is the worst situation, to allow yourself to be self-imprisoned. So I believe that the president I know, in his own wisest of thought and action, will not come up with that kind of a document. But that being the case, but one of us asked him a simple question, and to be specific, Adoke Amasimeka Hassan, same should do this, governor should do this, governor should do that. You have not said, watch those 25 or 27 assembly members that defected from PDP to APC without consulting their constituency and constituent, what they should do. And of course, you can see the situation. The president's reaction was very clear and simple, but very, very dangerous. It was a concrete intimidation to say he's a leader. In fact, he withdrew on his seat and said, I am the leader of the APC in Nigeria. And you are telling them when babies are born into my family, I should ask them to go. No, they can't go. We are welcome them. It is like a case of Moses crossing the Red Sea, and you are now asking me to tell Moses to go back to Egypt. No. In fact, I am thinking that the governor should have by now joined APC. Then there will be no impeachment. So you can see the situation where Sim finds himself, and I think Rivers people should understand that. So the issue of democracy is we the people. It is the people that will react, not the governor, because the governor has already promised loyalty to the president. That is expected, and that's what he did. So we should know what happened, and I speak what happened, and I want anybody who was there to contradict what I have said. But the truth about it is that we went, we saw, and we have learned.
So does it mean Fubara was meant to sign this deal against his own will? Because from the look of things, he was threatened that the president has the final say, and he had no option than to admit to whatever was documented in that deal.
We must not keep quiet, you know.
But if the governor has chosen to keep quiet, you're going to force him to speak?
Well, we're not forcing him to speak, but he has to know that he's the governor of the people. He's not similarly for himself. He's the governor of the people. And history will judge him if he keeps quiet and cover the evil that is brewing.
What if he says, I just said yesterday, no price too big to pay? So people don't like that part. They want him to say something else.
Well, let him resign. Let him resign, of course.
Resign?
Yes, let him resign.
Why?
If he feels that the price he will pay for appeasing Wike and his camp is his resignation, let him.
So guys, do you think Fubara should just disobey Tinubu and stick to what the constitution say, even if it warrants his resignation? Don't you think that will keep his credibility? Because from the look of things, the whole system has been hijacked. I mean, this APC, they are so desperate for power. They just want to come back at all costs come 2027.
Why were we there? Why is Tinubu there? It's because of democratic setup. He has a beautiful house to live. I haven't been there, I haven't been to his house, but I was told that he has a very beautiful house, perhaps even better than the villa. But that villa is the foundation of democracy. And I do know that the president is on oath to uphold and protect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And therefore, Nigerians are watching him, Rivers people are watching him, whether he's upholding by his pronouncement or he's allowing it fall and break.
So guys, from the look of things, we can see that these people, they've abandoned the constitution. You know, the constitution makes no sense to them as it stands, provided the situation suits their cause, provided the situation suits their interest. They will just ignore and abandon the constitution, and that is what we are seeing today. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. So this man was equally asked about, you know, his take regarding the way PDP is managing this situation.
By his pronouncement, I'm not in a position to say that, but I believe that there should be peace in Rivers State, and that's why the governor is saying. But Rivers people knows what is best for them. The moment you allow, a third party to come into your matter, and you are unable to establish the intention and interest of the third party who has come to arbitrate, you are failing. What Tinubu did, and I can say it, was establish his own party interest while arbitrating of peace in Rivers State. And that's exactly what has happened.
Okay, that comes to mind of asking this question. What's now the next move of your party, the PDP, which is now minority in Rivers State, is no longer majority? Are you people still going ahead demanding that the vacated House of Assembly members, are you going to pursue it to the logical conclusion? As a PDP stakeholder, as one of the members who founded and founded PDP in Rivers State, will you allow this thing to come to pass?
I'll say this very clearly. In the eyes of the law, of course I'm not a lawyer, but in the eyes of the law, I have consulted lawyers and I'm educated enough to read the letters of the law. In most cases, they said the symbol of law is blind and double-edged, so it can be misinterpreted. Rivers State is still, PDP is still majority in Rivers State House of Assembly. We are not minority.
Why do you say so?
Because we have only 5 or 4 members, including the speaker, and they are all members of PDP in the eyes of the law. So that's why I said the president swore to an oath to uphold, not to destroy the constitution. And there are certain things you do that you belittle your personality, and above all also belittle the office you uphold, and above all you also belittle the constitution. When once the president belittle the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, then external personalities, persons outside the country, will belittle the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know him. I'm not close to him, but I'm one of those who read.
So this man forgot that we are dealing with insensitive set of politicians. These are politicians who do not care, even when their persons or their personalities are put at risk. They don't care, you know. They just want to uphold power. They just want to find themselves in all this position. No matter how they do it, it's nobody's business. That is just what we've seen. For the president to go this route, it's not really encouraging for them to have abandoned the constitution. He never mentioned anything about the lawmakers who defected, and he just kept telling Fubara what he must do, what he must do. And Fubara was threatened that he had no option than to, you know, agree to what was being told or what was being said. That is just it, and that is what we have seen. So no doubt many people are condemning this kind of intervention by Tinubu. Yes, people were saying he should intervene, but you can see the kind of intervention that has been gotten from him. It is the wrong form for him to have abandoned the constitution because they want APC to take over Rivers State. So guys, we will keep you guys updated on all this. Many politicians in Nigeria seem to be very angry with Wike. You know, considering the way he has carried himself recently, he poses himself, you know, to be an emperor at the moment. And many people are reacting and like disclosing their dissatisfaction with the way Wike plays his own kind of politics in Nigeria. Listen to Dele and what he's got to say.
I said it before, so it's not new. If I had the power, I would have fired Wike long ago. There is nothing to it for me, but the PDP leadership must have their reason for keeping him to continue to trouble the party. Anyone who knows Wike very well knows that he wants to eat his cake and have it at the same time. Wike wants to have one leg in APC, another leg in PDP. There is no doubt that Wike is still nursing his presidential ambition, and he wants to use the Tinubu template, if possible, plus the Donald Trump template, which is by being tempestuous, harass everybody, bully everyone into submission. And Nigeria allows it. He's trying to copy what he saw in Lagos State, where the then Governor Tinubu left in 2007 and has been in control of Lagos till now. He wants to replicate the same thing in Rivers. The only difference is that Rivers is not Lagos. And the people of Rivers are saying it clearly, and this is even above partisanship.
So likely very soon Wike will become an orphan, without mother, without father, because all the parties might end up rejecting him. We all know that even some members of the APC do not like his style of politics. You know, his style of politics, he thinks he knows it all. He's got all the power, he's got all the money, he can influence anybody, he can do anything, and nobody can question him. That is the stage we are today. But people are surprised, you know, the way Wike could not really manage the person of Fubara, because Fubara seemed to be a quiet and gentle looking human being, and people are like, if Wike cannot manage Fubara's type, who else can Wike manage?
I have seen Fubara at work, very diligent, very respectful, very obedient. So it is surprising that within 6 months the house seems to have collapsed on both Wike and Fubara.
And the recent intervention by the president has been condemned by so many people, because we saw the president abandoning the constitution because he knows that what is happening today in Rivers State suits the APC. The APC wants to take over Rivers State.
And when you talk about intervention from the presidency, yes, it is the right of every president to maintain peace, law, and order. But what I did not see in President Tinubu a few days ago was a fair-minded intervention. The intervention should have been for him to call Wike to order. There was no crisis in Rivers. Only one man is giving problems in Rivers, and that's Wike. Because Wike wants to be the maximum authority in Rivers. So I expected the president to call him, say, Oga, you were governor for 8 years. Now I've given you another sumptuous meal in Abuja. So why don't you just settle in Abuja and let the Rivers people take care of themselves? That is what I will expect ordinarily.
The APC does not see anything wrong with the 27 lawmakers who have now left the PDP for the APC. They don't see anything wrong with that. You can imagine if the reverse had been the case. I mean, if these people had moved from the APC to the PDP, the whole Nigeria will be shaking, because you will see people like the likes of Festus Keyamo. They will come out and tell you that even if Tinubu does not take any action, that he's going to take the money from his pocket to pursue the lawsuit. We all know what he did to then, you know, when there was this allegation of corruption and all that. Festus Keyamo said even if Buhari was not going to do anything, he is going to take this case up. He's going to do it from his pocket. That is the APC for you. When it does not suit, you know, them as a party, when it doesn't suit their interest, you see them fuming. But now look at what happened. Even a child in primary school knows that when these lawmakers decamped, their seats were rightly declared vacant, and the president didn't see anything wrong by asking Fubara to accept these lawmakers who are now APC members.
But what did we see? They continue to pander to Wike as if he is the almighty God in Nigeria, just because he supported APC in the last election.
Right. Well, look,
and so how does a president who is not a judge announce and give instructions? Some media describe it as directives, that all the commissioners who resigned should be taken back. Those commissioners in the first instance were all appointed by Wike for Fubara. Fubara was just a figurehead. Then those who voluntarily left the House of Assembly, 27 of them, we read that 2 of them ran back. Maybe when reality dawned on them, they ran back. So those 25, you say, take them back. Their salaries should be paid. Then the speaker, now there was a speaker and there is a speaker. So how does a president now intervene and say the speaker, who has already walked out of the assembly, should go back? How do you do that when it's a legal process? That's why I say it is absurd. And interestingly, as if by divine intervention, there was a speech by the former governor of Lagos State, a man that I respect so much, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN. that a president cannot intervene in a constitutional matter. And the case in Rivers is nothing but a constitutional matter. It has nothing to do with APC, with PDP. The thing is already in court.
So Wike is the one that appointed almost 80% of the members of the cabinet under Fubara to keep a watch over Fubara. So Fubara is like a ceremonial governor. And now Tinubu wants him to allow majority of the lawmakers who are the ones to approve whatever bill that he presents to be on the opposition. Nigerians, who does that? I mean, who does that?
You see, you do not understand the extent of the Wike virus in PDP. So sometimes virus is treatable but not curable. So, and it takes time. So you can take pills and everything, but the virus has to wear itself out. And I'm happy that the virus is being dealt a fatal blow by his own man, Fubara. When he was putting and picking Fubara, he thought nobody would challenge him. Fubara will carry files to Wike's house or office on daily basis whenever he's available. He will belch instructions and orders at him. And you know, after some time, even a man must respect himself that, look, what am I doing here? And then to the extent that there were reports that Wike will scream at him in the presence of his subordinates. So there is no governor of Rivers State that will not be popular with the amount of resources available to Rivers. There is none. Dr. Peter Odili was the darling of PDP. Once upon a time, he almost became president, just like Wike. Chibuke Rotimi Amechi was a superstar governor in Rivers. So, but there was finesse to what they were doing. Wike threw everything to the winds. Wike is like a bull in a china shop. That is the difference. So, you know, you can be popular, but popular in a negative manner.
Do you think it was right for Tinubu to have intervened? Because many people have come out to say that Tinubu wasn't fair to Fubara in that agreement that was reached.
Let me tell you, the president of Nigeria is probably the most powerful president on planet Earth. He can turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. To quote Chief Alex Akinyele of blessed memory, I once interviewed him, and that was his description of the Nigerian president. Anyone will be intimidated going into the villa. Is natural. There are not many people. Even Wike, upon all his gra-gra, you can see that when it comes to Tinubu, he's groveling, almost prostrating. He's opening doors for people in the office of the chief of staff. That's how powerful the president. I could not believe my eyes when I saw Wike opening door for Bajamia Emila's PA, Bobo, and all that. They have boiled Wike. Wike is well boiled now, APC. Because when a mafia means a bigger mafia, you'll be sober. Wike has met more than his match. In fact, very soon Wike will become an orphan. Because APC are not going to allow him to come and scatter their own party the way he scattered his own party. Nobody can trust you. If you slap your father or your mother in the marketplace and people hail you today, by tomorrow everybody will be running away from you. That's what Wike has done. Wike messed up big time. He didn't know how to manage power. He didn't know how to manage the grace of God. God loves him so much. From beginning of this democratic experiment, Wike has been permanently in power in one form or the other. From local government chairman, chief of staff, minister of state, governor for 8 years, back again as minister of FCT. What more could a man ask from God? And that's why I kept...
Power-drunk politicians. I mean, these are the kind of politicians we have in Nigeria. They are just after the power and not even willing to give the people the dividends, you know, the people that voted for them, if at all our votes still count in this country. Let's just assume that our votes counted. You voted these people into power and they just came in. Their own is to look for ways, you know, to stay in power all their lives, because that's just what Wike is trying to do. He wants to ensure he remains there like Tinubu, who has been like a godfather in Lagos State for a very long time.
7 months almost gone since they took power, and you would expect that these people prepared for this power. Now they are blaming Buhari, their own immediate predecessor. Is it not a shame? And then now they are fighting. They were fighting in Ondo State just for them to give power to somebody. My Egbon Akeredolu, I mean, I love him. I pray for him every day. You know, but what does it take to just give power to his deputy? They had to hold meetings upon meetings. Everybody wants to just hold on to power. Now Rivers, we don't know where next. You know, so how can a country make it? And we're running around looking for investors. We're looking for foreign loans.
Well, Mr. Mamodu.
Since this government, I mean the APC government came into power, they've not given Nigerians any dividend. Look, we are almost 7 months, as in 7 months into this government. Nothing to show for it. Nothing. When I mean nothing, I mean nothing. Nigerians, 7 months that this government came into power, they've not been able to tell Nigerians the way, the direction they are going. They've not even found a direction, not to talk of helping Nigeria to come out of this current mess that we are into.